online, on the TuneIn app, and on your smart speaker. Play Shock Radio.
This is Shock
News.
It's 10 to 11. I'm Alfie Mulcahy with your Shock News update on this Sunday, the 2nd of November. A major incident has been declared after a mass stabbing on a train in Cambridgeshire. 9 people have life-threatening injuries and 2 arrests were made after the LNER service made an unscheduled stop in Huntingdon last night. The train was heading from Doncaster to London King's Cross. Passenger Gavin was on it and saw one of the victims run past, saying they've been stabbed.
They were extremely bloodied. That person ended up, when we pulled in, they were basically on the floor. We couldn't progress further down the train away from the suspect because that person ended up collapsing on the floor.
Passengers are said to have been hidden in toilets to escape a man with a large knife, believed to have been shot with a taser later on by police. Defence Secretary John Healey says the UK's terror threat level remains unchanged at substantial, and the Prime Minister has called the incident deeply concerning.
Shock News Update.
A lawyer representing some of Jeffrey Epstein's victims is calling for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to be a man and reveal the extent of his relationship with the convicted paedophile.
Whether that's an interview by the Metropolitan Police there in the UK, or whether he wants to come here to the United States to conduct that interview, he needs to make himself available to the authorities.
That's Spencer Couvin, and he says those abused by the disgraced financier deserve to know more. Some MPs are calling on ministers to act swiftly to make sure Andrew can't become king. The former prince has always denied any wrongdoing.
Shock News Update.
Serious firework-related burns to children have risen fourfold this year compared to 2024. That's the highest level in England and Wales for a decade. 12-year-old Rosie May, who was hit by a firework when she was 4, has this advice for anyone who's celebrating.
Make sure there's a bucket of sand, bucket of water nearby to stand quite a far distance back in case anything does happen. And then maybe let a trusted adult set off the firework and then look through the window or something like that.
The Children's Burns Trust is urging parents, children and carers to take extra care ahead of Bonfire Night this week. Ken Dunn is the vice chair of the charity.
The burn service tends to see those that are to the face and to larger areas of the body, which are sometimes as a consequence of misdirected fireworks, in other words, ones that are being used domestically.
Shock News Update.
28 people are now known to have died in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa tore through the country. It's one of the strongest storms ever to make landfall in the Caribbean, with winds of up to 185 miles per hour earlier this week. A charter flight taking British nationals out of the country set off within the last hour. And a year after becoming Conservative leader, Kemi Badenoch says she's rebuilding the party. She took over following a big general election defeat, but while she insists progress has been made, some Tories worry they're still failing to cut through to voters. Sky's Sunday Politics presenter Trevor Phillips looks at where they currently stand.
They are running third in the polls, level pegging with Labour, so there's nothing to be crowing about for Labour parties, but actually way behind Reform. So the conversations taking place over breakfast might be a little bit more gloomy.
Let's take a look at the day's sport now. Here's Dan Windle from Sky Sports.
Arne Slot says there's always pressure as Liverpool manager after watching his team end their 4-game losing run in the Premier League with a 2-0 win against Aston Villa.
I've always felt the support of the fans as long as I'm here, and also in the recent results I have never felt that there was anything less than it was before.
Arsenal continued to set the pace with a 2-0 victory over Burnley to go 7 points clear at the top. Chelsea are 5th after getting past Tottenham Hotspur 1-0. Sean Dyche is still waiting for a league winner's Nottingham Forest boss following their 2-2 draw with Manchester United. Bottom side Wolves remain winless after a 3-0 defeat at Fulham. League One Reading suffered a shock first-round exit in the FA Cup after losing 3-2 to Carlisle of the National League after extra time. Fellow fifth-tier side Gateshead also progressed, knocking out AFC Wimbledon 2-0. Danny Roll will experience his first Old Firm match in charge of Rangers in their Scottish League Cup semi-final at Hampden Park this afternoon. They take on a Celtic side led by interim manager Martin O'Neill, who won 16 of 27 derby games during his previous spell with the Parkhead club, which ended 20 years ago. St Mirren await the winners after they eased past Motherwell 4-1. Scotland crushed the USA 85-0 in the Rugby Union Autumn Nations Series. They scored 13 tries in their biggest ever win at Murrayfield. England secured a 25-7 victory over Australia with substitutes Henry Pollock and Luke Cowan-Dickey, both on the score sheet at Twickenham. Ireland net a lead slip in a 26-13 defeat to New Zealand in Chicago. England's hopes of winning the Rugby League Ashes for the first time since 1970 are over. A 14-4 defeat at Hill Dickinson Stadium in Liverpool means Australia retain the trophy, taking a 2-0 lead in the three-game series. India will be hoping to be crowned Women's Cricket World Cup champions on home soil today. They're taking on South Africa in the final.
Thank you, Dan.
Sharp News Update.
Let's have a quick look at the Sunday papers then, shall we? Most of them are leading with Andrew this morning, with The Sun saying that Prince Harry backs the King's decision to strip him of his titles. The Times and The Telegraph are both leading with the news of that horrific stabbing on a train en route to King's Cross last night. The Sunday Mirror is highlighting a £9 billion boost to repair neglected homes for the armed forces. It'll be the biggest makeover of military accommodation in over 50 years. The Mail on Sunday says that Rachel Reeves was warned by 2 estate agents that she would need a licence to rent out her home. And the Manchester Evening News has an exclusive report into HMP Forest Bank, following 27 deaths in the jail in the last 5 years.
Sharp News Update.
And finally today, a canoeist has criticised the decision by his sports governing body to ban him for 2 years after he posted what it describes as explicit content on Instagram. Kurt Adams Rosenthal's insists the footage related to his OnlyFans account was edgy but not explicit.
I understand the image that they want athletes to portray, and it doesn't align with the image that Paddle UK is trying to cultivate of, professionalism, but also that doesn't get views, that doesn't drive attention, and that's not going to drive sponsorships.
Paddle UK has called the content an offensive use of social media.
Shock weather.
A bright day with a mixture of sunny spells and scattered showers. Winds will be lighter than yesterday, though, increasing again later as cloud and rain return from the west. By the evening, maximum temperatures of 12 degrees Celsius. That's it from me, but there'll be more tomorrow on the Molehill. Right now, though, it's all things stagey after this.
Online, on the TuneIn app,
And on your smart speaker.
Shock Radio.